Welcome, you guys, to Chris Wrestling Views. I'm here with my WWE Women's Evolution 2025 review. The matches on the card were incredible. I'm glad how WWE actually perfected this. And of course, we had the opening match of the night where we had Lyra Valkyria had a triple threat match, of course, against Becky and Bailey. And of course, they were pulling off all different kind of stops, but I do want to say that Becky Lynch deserved this win, actually, because the crucifix kind of like backsliding pin that she did as Bailey was going over there to pin Lyra Valkyria, and then that's where we ended up getting where Becky Lynch ended up kind of rolling over and then caught the pin and actually got the 3 count. And I was like, man, that was definitely incredible of how Becky Lynch did this. And of course, she gets out the ring and grabs her title and then, sits on the floor. You did get like a fan or whatever that was crying and was happy, I guess, to meet Becky Lynch or something like that. And of course, you had that other guy, looks like he was maybe on the second, third row, holding up the Becky Hogan sign, but I really don't care about that. Anyways, you guys, we did also get Stephanie McMahon as well, the woman that paved the way to put this show together, to actually push for this show, because we would never got it. We would just see like the guys wrestling all the time and maybe like one or two women matches on either Raw or SmackDown, however. But of course, it was cool. But of course, to go to the next match right here, you guys, we had Jordan Grace versus JC Jane for the the NXT Women's Championship. And of course, you seen Blake Monroe, you guys, aka y'all know her as Mariah May, ends up being in the corner for Jordan Grace, which I don't think Jordan Grace should have did that. She should have watched what happened on AEW with Tony Storm and Mariah May. So yeah, you would definitely know. So I thought Jordan Grace was gonna win the championship. My prediction was definitely wrong, you guys. And so that's where we ended up getting where we seen Mariah May, aka Blake Monroe, aka Mariah May, ends up hitting the back, hit the back of Jordan Grace with the championship. And of course, has Blake Monroe, aka Mariah May, has joined the Fatal Influence or whatever. Now, we remember this team used to be called Toxic Attraction, but of course, they're not going to keep it as that. So we're going to see what's going to happen there come this Tuesday. And you can see Jordan Grace is very furious, and I feel like she's just going to come out there. She's going to interrupt any and everybody and wanting to get her hands on Blake Monroe. So, or they may just end up brawling on Tuesday. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen there. Masha Slamovich will go 1-on-1 with the NXT champion JC Jane. And let's see, I think that's next Saturday or next Sunday, you guys. But of course, we get Michael Cole and Wade Barrett as the commentator people on there. A lot of people were asking, like, why we didn't get like women commentators. I mean, they don't know how to call the matches or anything, so it definitely would have to take time for sure. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. We did get the women's fatal 4-way match for the for the tag team championships. Of course, Raquel Rodriguez would hit the Tejana bomb with one hand onto Sol Ruca, actually pick up the pin. Now, Sol Ruca did end up getting speared by her tag partner as well, and Alexa actually was saved by Charlotte during this match as well. And with that happening, you guys, I was very interested to see, if they were going to win. A lot of people were thinking the Kabuki Warriors were going to actually win when they got inserted into this match. And then we end up getting a stare down between, the two tall people in there. And, of course, like I said, Raquel and Roxanne Perez actually retained the championships. Of course, you guys, we ended up seeing the nervousness on the face of Trish Stratus as she had like the old belt kind of like symbol that the title that she held. Of course, Tiffany Stratton would become victorious over Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton. I mean, God dang, there's so many TS's in here, but Tiffany Stratton would become victorious over Trish Stratus. Goodness. So yeah, it was definitely cool. We ended up getting the next match, Naomi versus Jade Cargill in a no holds barred match. Match was pretty cool. Bianca was talking to both of them while they were down throughout the match and say, you don't have to do this. And of course, Naomi would take it a step further and try to put, Jade Cargill through the TV. But Naomi boots actually hit into the TV screen, causing a spark. And of course, Jade Cargill had a spot in there where she took the cameraman's camera and threw it, and hit, Naomi with it. And then she threw the camera over the thing. So yeah, I was like, yeah, that's gonna be a couple $100,000 as well coming out her paycheck. So we'll definitely see that $100,000 or more deducted. So she'll see it in her bank account. So yeah, you guys, Jade Cargill picked up the victory over hitting a Jaded from the top corner. And of course, Jade has changed up her pin, I've noticed, where she doesn't pin, where she licks her hand and sits on top of you or anything like that. So that was cool. So, of course, Naomi did, in my opinion, she carried the entire match and how everything was projected, but not until later on into the show, and I'll get to that here soon. We had some WWE Hall of Famers, women, and one guy. We had, looks like Jazz in here. We had Melina. Now, you definitely know Melina if you know Eminem or Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro. Y'all definitely know him. Definitely know her. So, of course, we got Tori Wilson that was in the house. These carried that little dog, that little white poodle looking like dog. We also had Alundra Blaze that was out there as well. And we had the NXT women's general manager, Ava, a.k.a. Simone Johnson, Rock's daughter. Of course, we had Molly Holly that was out there as well. We also had here, looks like Ivory, and we also had Maurice that was there as well, the Miz's wife. We also had, well, I think I did already say Molly Holly, but, just want to say Molly Holly again. Also, we had Kai. I think she was like a one-time women's champion or something like that, two-time. But of course, we had the guy, as I mentioned, Mark Henry. He was out there in attendance as well. Crowd was cheering, and then when they gave this lady the microphone to say, "Excuse me." So, wonder, what more do we have planned for us with her? And of course, we go to the women's battle royal. Battle royal was pretty cool. Tatum Paxley was eliminated first, but we ended up with the last four. We had Nikki Bella that got put out the ring. We had Nia Jax that was in there. We had Jada Parker that was in there. We had Kalani Jordan that was in there, and Kalani Jordan actually did get like a great spot. If you don't know Kalani Jordan, if you know Carmelo Hayes, you know Kalani Jordan because they both just recently, a couple weeks ago, got engaged to each other. And so, yeah, definitely check out NXT, you guys, on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time and 7 o'clock Central Time. And whatever time zone you're on, you know what time wrestling comes on. Anyways, you guys, if you know what time Raw comes on, you definitely know what time that comes on. But, of course, you would get, like, the Kofi Kingston spot, you guys, and make her way back to the ring, and that's pretty cool. But La Primera, Stephanie Vaquer will go to Clash in Paris and to see who she's gonna face. So it's definitely gonna be interesting there. And of course, she actually beat Lash Legends. She ended up doing the Devil's Kiss, which they do that thing, you guys, that Booker T does on NXT. You definitely have to check it out. So go here on YouTube, you guys, type in Stephanie Vaquer and then space AHAH, and then you'll hear Booker T in the background on that. And of course, Lash Legend, I'm glad she was like, one of the ones that was in this match because she is from Atlanta, Georgia. And of course, Stephanie Vaquer was speaking both English and Spanish and stating that she's going to continue to work hard. She wanted to thank all the women in the back who came before she did. And of course, like all the old heads, I was playing. Not old hell, you guys, but you guys understand what I'm saying. But Stephanie Recker has like a great promo skills, I would have to say the least, and she definitely knows what she's doing. And English is not her favorite language, she mentioned, but at the same time, yeah. So the main event, you guys, we had the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky versus Rhea Bloody Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Now, of course, you guys, Io Sky would knock out the referee, which they would go, which Io and Rhea, they go out there brawling each other. And of course, Io Sky looked like she was jumping down like Spider-Man. And of course, Rhea had the match won, but the referee was still knocked out. So like I said, they did go out there and brawl a little bit, and I was like, man. And I think Io Sky hit like a moonsault, and both of them were laid out. And Io couldn't capitalize, but we ended up getting Naomi's song hit, and that crowd in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena went went nuts. And so of course you seen Naomi coming out there. It looks like she had some kind of like that injury tape on her, and she actually hit Io across the head. She threw Rhea into the steel post, and she ended up on hitting the split leg moonsault and pinned Io Sky. And I think this was like the first time that her and Io Sky had an encounter. But your new women's world champion, Naomi. So congratulations to her. I was hoping she was going to cash it in. I don't think any of us got this prediction right at all of who's going to win, but it was actually great because we thought they were going to do the thing where she was going to cash in on Jade as soon as Jade win it. But it looks like Jade is more likely going to be the women's WWE champion over on SmackDown. I think looks like Naomi has been officially moved to Raw. I guess this is how they do it. Rating on the show, you guys, I would have to give it definitely a 10 out of 10 stars. I can't, say anything was bad about the show. But now, Saturday night's main event in NXT, oh yeah, I can give it like a 5 or a 4. But anyways, you guys, like, comment, subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views. Got Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. 8 o'clock Eastern time, you guys. 7 o'clock Pacific. It's 11:34 p.m., you guys. I'm about to go to bed. Till next time, you guys. Chris Wrestling Views out, and I'll see you guys later on for the WWE Monday Night Raw review.